What's up, YouTube? Today we've got something fun planned for you. We are going to be going through the ultra rare collections in Upland, and we're actually going to be ranking them on a tier list. What we feel is the best ultra rare collection and some of the worst ultra rare collections. Now, obviously, all ultra rare collections in the grand scheme of things are super valuable properties. But we thought it would be fun to go through and think what we actually think are the most valuable of these ultra rare collections. So let us know what you think. Let us know if you like this video, and give us a thumbs up, and leave us a comment if you agree with our speculation of what we feel is the best ultra rare collections in Upland. So. First, I'd like to just kind of show you kind of how we've done the math. It's not really just our opinion. What we've actually done is kind of built a list based on how many properties are there in this ultra rare collection. What is the boost of that collection? And what is the tier of the city that it is in? And we kind of ranked them in that way. So as you can see, if you sort by, the least amount in the city, obviously Main Street in Brooklyn is the only one with 6. So some may say that's the most rare property, ultra rare collection in Upland. But that's in a tier 2 city. So what, how do you rank that? So what we've done is kind of put together what we feel is a good way to measure the best from the worst, kind of taking all of these 3 aspects into consideration. So other people may think, boost is really important. So the curator in San Francisco is actually the only one with a level 3 or a 3 boost, a 3x boost multiplier on the interest that those properties earn in that collection. Other people may feel that what city it's in is the most important and what tier that city is. So what I've actually done, and I'm not going to show you my rank here on the right, that's what we'll be jumping into the video, but I've actually ranked, so by tier, the amount rank, so if I sort by the least amount, or the least or the most amount. So you can see, let's do A to Z. Okay. So the Brooklyn Main Street is the only one with 6 or less. So that one has a 1 rank in this equation. And then also its boost is kind of tiered. So you can see I've kind of weighted all 3 of these amount, boost, and city tier, and then I've actually done an average formula over here to give us what I feel is the most valuable and what will actually sell for the most money in Upland. So let's jump right into it. This is a tier list. It's on tiermaker.com. Anyone can go in and make a tier list. Kind of fun to play around with, and I can actually open this up to the community so other people can come in and kind of change what they feel makes it the most valuable collection. Obviously, I think a lot of people will simply go off of what is the most notable, such as Wall Street in Manhattan, or the Painted Ladies are really famous attraction in San Francisco. So I think a lot of people are going to base it off just what they know. And so all of these things can be taken into consideration. But again, we've just kind of made a formula out of it and want to show you what we feel is the most valuable properties in Upland. So let's start with the F tier, or the lowest tier, the least valuable properties of ultra rare collections. And again, all ultra rare collections are super valuable. If you own any of these, great job. They're worth a lot of money, and the resale value is super high. But let's start with the lowest ones. So F tier, I'm going to go with Firefighter. historic Bakersfield. Let's see, Sailors. Where's Sailors? Snug Harbor in Staten Island. Also, Old Town Gems in Clovis or Fresno. And also historic Richmond Town in Staten Island. Now, what do all of these ones have in common? All of these are ultra rare collections within cities that are a tier 3 city. So these are the lowest tiers. They also have the lowest boost amounts. And they also have a lot of properties within them. So a lot of people will base this on how few properties are there. Like, what's the rarity? If there's 30 properties in a collection, such as historic Richmond Town has 31 properties in that collection, that's gonna affect the resale value. If you're in one that only has 6, such as Main Street in Brooklyn, you have one of 6, whereas historic Richmond Town, you only have one of 31. So that's kind of the different ways you can measure what you feel is valuable and the resale value of that. So moving on, we have, a lot of people might be shocked by this, but Last Act in Manhattan, and then also breweries in Cleveland. So the thing about Last Act in Manhattan, it is in a tier 1 city. So Manhattan, great city, and obviously this is really cool. A lot of people may find a lot of interest in this because these are actual places where you can go and see Broadway shows, physical properties where they play Broadway shows. And if you own one of those properties in the game, you own one of these collection properties. But there's actually 37 of those. It's actually, I believe, the highest number of properties in a single ultra rare collection. So again, that's why I've put it a lot lower on the list. Moving on, let's go with tier D. And for this one, we have Oakland libraries, and then we have the next two are in Chicago. So let's do the Wright buildings and the Chicago Riverwalk. That's up here, Wright building. So yeah, these are the ones I had in the D tier. Again, obviously great collections, but they both have either a mix of too many properties and not a great boost comparatively to other ones. But the two in Chicago are in a tier 1 city, but they both have 28. Let's see, Chicago Riverwalk has 28 properties, and the Wright buildings have 30 properties. So again, they're not as valuable if that many people can own them. Let's move on to kind of the middle ground. For these, I have Public Square in Cleveland. I have Times Square in Manhattan. And again, a lot of people may disagree with me on that. Again, Times Square is super cool property to have. But again, there's 21 of them, and the boost is a 2.8, whereas some have much higher boosts than that. The next I have Jack London Murals, and then Wall Street, Crooked Lombard. Where's Crooked Lombard? And then police stations in Brooklyn. So again, a lot of great collections here. This is where they're actually starting to get super valuable. A lot of these, again, just based on how many there are, the boost that it has. But all of these are tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Amazing properties to have. Okay, let's jump into the B tier. This is where we're getting into what I feel are the highest valuable collections in the game. So let's go with media capital. And then we will do the Fabricator, which is a new one in Santa Clara, which I don't think any of those properties have actually been released yet as of the time of the recording of this video. And then we have the Mafia. So all of these are in really high tier cities. Santa Clara is technically in between a tier 1 and a tier 2 city. It's not, they've kind of said it's kind of an in-between city. But all of these either have, well, Media Capital actually has 23 properties. Fabricator has 14, and Mafia has 13. But again, some of these have lower boost values. You can see 2.78, 2.91, 2.85. So 2.91, that's a much higher boost, which is why it's up here. But it's actually, there's 20, let's see, there's 14 of those. But it is not in a tier 1 city. The screen just blacked out on me. Okay. So let's get into what I feel are the tier A and the S tier collections. So I'm going to go with the Curator and Main Street in Brooklyn, which makes Painted Ladies, Hamilton, and Billionaires Row the S tier, or what I feel are the most valuable collections in the game. Painted Ladies is one of 7, and it's in a tier 1 city. The boost is 2.85. Hamilton has only 8. It's in a tier 1 city, and the boost is 2.9. And Billionaires Row also has only 8 properties total in this collection. So only 4 people can have the collection full at one given time. Again, 2.9 boosts as well. So a lot of people might be shocked why the Curator I don't have as an S tier. I do think that's obviously has the highest boost in the game, and it's in a tier 1 city. It's in a 3x boost. It gives you the most UPX for collecting that collection, but you need 3 properties, and there are 24 properties in that. So there's 24 different people who can have one of those properties at any given time. Again, whereas Hamilton, Painted Ladies, and Billionaires Row, there's only 7 or 8 of those. I'm actually going to go with Painted Ladies as the number 1 collection in the game, or what I think should have the highest resale value. Again, everyone's up to their own kind of interpretation here. Let's kind of go no camera so you guys can see one last time all of these collections here and how we've ranked them. Again, all of these are super rare. If you own any single one of these, you have one of the best properties in the game. There's like less than 100 or less than 200 of these properties total. Let's actually check that really quick. One sec. Let's tab over here. So total current properties, there are 457. So there's quite a bit, but still less than 500 of the thousands of properties that are within Upland. If you own any of these, they're super valuable. But if you own Painted Ladies, Hamilton, or Billionaires Row, I think you have one of the best properties in the game. You should definitely hold on to that, or definitely sell it for a hefty profit. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you like this style of content. Please give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Please leave us a comment if you strongly disagree, or if you agree with kind of the reasoning we've put together for why we rank these as we did. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.